Hey, what up, everyone? I'm back with another open panel Thursday. You know what? I'm glad to be back. I'm sorry I've been away for so long. It's glad to be able to be in this situation. And let me lower this down here. There we go. And I'm glad to be back to be able to have another show with you guys. I know that I've been away for a little bit, but nonetheless, hey, let's get it in. So this show this time around is about Airbnbs versus hotels. Because one of my good subscribers, he actually like, hey, you know what? How about you make a show, do a show about this? He said he wanted to join in, so I got no problems with that. This is actually a good topic to talk about. I'm sure you guys have had the debate about which one is better, Airbnb or hotels or whatever. But for me, I look at it as up to you, your preference. But before I get into it, let me drop the link as I start getting into this here. So the link to join the panel, let's see here. I'm gonna drop it in here. There you go. For those of you that want to join in, pin it to the top. So so here's my take on when it comes down to Airbnb and hotels. For me, it depends on your situation. So for me, I look at it as this: if I'm going to a new location, a country that I've never been to before, you best believe I'm gonna get me a hotel because I'm looking for the security. I want to make sure I'm able to have a place to stay, and I'm secure. That's the most important thing because you never know what will happen at a new country, a place that you haven't been to, that is, and you want to make sure that everything's okay. Because of course we know safety is our number one goal that we preach about, especially for all of us that are that goes to Colombia a lot. We prefer to be safe because we're not looking to get robbed or anything like that. And it's the same thing goes for any other country, especially in Latin America. You always want to stay on your P's and Q's. So for me, if it's a first time a place I'm going to, a place I've never been to before, you best believe I'm gonna go with a hotel just as off GP no matter what. There might be some times when I might even go for Airbnb. If someone give me enough intel about that place, or there's so much intel that people they know so much information about that place, that's fine. But usually, like for example, if I were to go to like maybe like Nicaragua, when I went there, I got a hotel because I only knew one person that been there, and I needed to make sure I'm actually safe in a good location and so forth. So it's the same thing like when I went to Lima, and I got a hotel as well. I wasn't planning on doing a lot of mongering, but I wanted to do some sightseeing. So, but one thing I would say is Airbnb. Let's jump onto that subject. With Airbnb, those are great for locations that you've been to so many times. And if if you're looking to have company, then yeah, that's a great place for you to have. That's something for you to do, which is get an Airbnb. Because I would say that with that, you're able to have guests, you're able to have your own food, people cook for you, or you could cook your own meal. It's a bit cheaper than a hotel. Those are some of the bright sides of having, one of the benefits of having an Airbnb. And plus you get to choose whatever location you want to be at. Of course, hotels, you're restricted to certain locations, tourist locations, but if you go out of that tourist location to like where the locals are at, you might not get the best hotel. It's going to be cheap, but you may not get all the amenities that you're looking for, such as real good AC or hot water or whatever. You just never know. So those are some of the pros and cons I would say when it comes down to Airbnb and hotels. Now, I'm gonna touch on, let's say, for example, since I know that most of you guys are, love to go to Colombia. So one thing I'm gonna say is that Airbnb is great in Colombia, but right now with so many things that's going on, people getting drugged, you're gonna have to be careful with those Airbnbs. I'm not gonna say stop using Airbnbs because that's one thing I don't want to say, but you're gonna have to stay on your P's and Q's for a lot of you travelers that like to have a lot of company over in and out and so forth. So you're gonna have to be careful. Make sure you get an Airbnb with security. There used to be a place. Oh, I used to stay like whenever I used to go to Medellin. This is my early on, like several years ago, like 5-6 years ago. I would go to Parque de Boston. I was staying there, and a lot of those high rises they have security at the gate, so they wouldn't let no one in and out. So that's one of the best things I liked about being in that area because they had like those high rises and security, and if any girls were to come, they would get ID'd or companies whatever they would get ID'd, and I would be safe. So those are some of the things you may want to think about. I know that a lot of people, they like to stay in, Poblado and things like that. And, they'll probably stay in Energy Living or, Blux or something like that, and they have security, which is good. So you want to make sure, especially with Blux, you want to make sure that you get a apartment that allow visitors because there are some apartments there in Blux that will not allow visitors and that becomes to be a headache. But that's actually one of the great things about the Airbnbs, in Colombia and Medellin. Cartagena, I'm sure it's about the same thing for me. I've only stayed in a hotel in Cartagena, so I can't really speak much about the Airbnb scene, but I've seen a couple nice spots. Like I knew someone who actually got a really nice Airbnb, like in the Wall City, dope spot. He said the owner supposedly said that Will Smith actually stayed there. And I got videos of it. It's actually you can check out all my videos. It's actually have the video of that place. It's actually a dope spot. He's whenever I talk about how much money he has because with him he constantly traveling every other week and staying at these nice spots and everything. Sometimes I gotta ask him like are you really in the medical field or are you doing something else because he's traveling he's doing his thing, but nonetheless, like I said, they have some nice spots out there. You want to be careful. Only thing is, I know that the Airbnb that he was staying at, they didn't even have security. It was just one of those that you just walked in off the street and that was it. So that could be somewhat problematic in the times of now because of all the drugging and the robbing and things like that. So you got to be careful of that. Usually, whenever I go to Mexico, I well, it looks like we got the opinionated on here. Let me bring them up. George,
Hey, what's happening?
how's it going, man? Nice to
Everything's good.
nice to have you back on here, man. Let me give a clap for you. Clap man. So how's everything been up with you?
Good. I think I missed you. I think you were in Medellin maybe a couple of weeks ago.
Yep. So I
And
just got back about a week ago or so.
yeah, I think when I was leaving out, you were coming in. So just still kind of reminiscing, man, on that trip. It was a good time. But other than that, just trying to plan again.
I can imagine. I bet you you probably did a lot. Probably got into a lot.
Oh yeah. So this time we didn't have the lockdown. So I was pretty occupied, but I did a few things. I got some dental work done and a
Oh,
few other
nice.
things, but
Nice.
yeah.
You got it done for cheap or
Oh yeah, man. I got 4 fillings. I got a deep cleaning, and then I got my teeth bleached
oh
for
nice.
$345
Oh
in a
nice.
state-of-the-art facility.
I like that. See, I need to go get my teeth bleached really soon, but I got some other work that needs to be done before I can even do all of that. So, oh
Yeah.
man, I can
I
only
was
imagine.
looking for remember you were telling us about Harmony Dental?
Yep.
So I tried to track that place down.
Hmm.
And I called the number. The number was, I don't know, it didn't go anywhere. I took a
Really?
cab. The cab driver couldn't find it. We couldn't find it.
Oh
So I ended
man.
up going to another spot that was referred by someone over at La Mansion.
Oh, okay. Probably out there in Poblado.
Yeah,
Out there. Yep.
yeah,
But yeah, that Destiny Dental. They actually got 2 locations. One in Poblado, also out there in La Laureles. So they actually have 2 locations. I know it could be trying to find it because it's like one of those regular. It looks like a regular building that you would just walk by if I've been paying attention. So
yeah. I think that I think we might have passed it. The cab drivers and the Uber drivers, they don't know where anything is out there.
no, never do.
Oh
Not,
man, wow.
That's why I'm glad with the Uber is that at least you can give them the direct address. They'll take you straight there. But taxis, it's like they act like they don't know nothing. I'm like, you drive every single day of the city and you don't know how to get here. Like, come on, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
you know.
Stupid.
So that's the only thing I can't stand with the taxis, man. And then of course you get dinged for all for them driving around trying to locate the place and everything. It ain't
right.
fun. That happened to us. I bet my first trip out there. Oh my god, my buddies at the time my Spanish wasn't the greatest, and basically we were out to like 3 o'clock in the morning, and and we were trying to go to Campo de Abates, which is way up north, and he like had so much to drink that he passed out in a taxi. And this is before I understood how to talk to the taxi about where to go to, what location, and how to get there. See, that was before I knew that you actually had to tell them the area first, then you give them the direction, the actual address or so of how to get there. So he
Oh,
took
okay.
us, yeah, so he took us all the way to La Laureles, over in that area by the small airport, and we were like way far away from where we needed to be at. We were supposed to be like up north. And oh man, we got the whole big confrontation with him, and at the end, we're like, "You must screw this." We just had to walk out because he didn't know where he was going, because he was just driving us all over the place. And I'm watching the meter going up, like this is not this is not making any sense. So,
Yeah,
man.
I was going somewhere else in El Centro, and I even had an Uber driver, and we gave him the address. And when he got to the location, he goes, "Well, this is it. This is where you want to go." And he dropped me off, and man, I didn't know where I was. I'm in the middle of a linen district where they sell a lot of linen and fabrics and stuff like that. I go, this can't be where I need to be going. So, and he was like, okay, yeah, this is it. He wanted me to get out, and I'm like,
Of course, kick you
okay.
out. you
And then,
know,
man, yeah, I was walking around, and eventually, man, I caught this one guy that started following me. So I got out of there real quick, jumped in a cab, and I was gone.
bad because once they start following you, it's like time to go. It want no
Oh
problem.
yeah,
You ain't trying to get robbed and nothing like that. So
yeah.
that's the thing. But what you got on the topic? Because I know that you requested this, and let's get your take on this. I want to see how do you feel about Airbnbs? How you feel about hotels? What do you prefer? And just all that good information.
Well, before we start, I just had a little pop up saying your computer needs to restart to set up something. So just in case I disappear, I'll log back in on my phone. But
No problem.
yeah, I've stayed in one Airbnb. I got to be honest, because to be honest, I feel safer with hotels because they're a little more consistent with amenities, things like
Mm-hmm.
that. With security, there's a lot more eyes in the building. So I hear a lot of people talk about Airbnbs, and they can get 2-3 bedroom condo, got the swimming pool,
Yeah, go
and
all out.
yeah, and mostly when I travel, I don't spend much time in the room anyway. So I'm like, well, I don't
Yep.
really need all that, but mainly it's the safety factor for me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I feel you about that. First, we say, hey, what up, the Big Freak Travels, man? Thanks for showing up. Thanks for coming through, man. Appreciate that.
But Frank,
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and I do agree with you about the whole security standpoint of like hotels and everything that you get. And also, I forgot to mention one also great benefit of hotels is that if you work for the airlines or if you have any like type of benefits or so, it's best to get a hotel because you never know sometimes of which flight you're gonna get in to that country you're trying to get to. Because
right,
I've dealt with that myself, and there were times when I thought I was gonna be in it like at 2 p.m. I don't get there till like 10 p.m. So at least you still have a place to be at, as opposed to like if you have an Airbnb, you get there too late, and people can't come out and come get to you at times.
right.
So you know that could
And
happen.
flying into Medellin, at least from California, I come from California, so it's a lot longer flight. Most of the flights, they're getting there at like 10, 11 o'clock at night.
I feel you in there.
I mean, there are some flights, and I try to book the right ones and get there at like about 12 noon. But it's I have to pay a little more though. So,
Yeah.
but one other thing I like about hotels is that, you got a safe. You guaranteed you got a safe.
Yep.
I'm not sure about Airbnbs. I know one of my cousins, he lives out in Brazil. Um, he was telling me that some of the Airbnbs have safes, but I don't really know too much. The one I stayed in didn't have a safe at all.
Yeah, it all depends on the host and so forth. Only a few of them. But for Brazil, I'm not sure. I've been, matter of fact, I did an Airbnb in Brazil my first time. I only been in one time, and I don't recall if there was ever one in there or not. But and of course they have the crazy times and so forth because you get there early in the morning and you can't even check in till like 2 p.m. So you kind of stuck all day trying to with your luggage and everything. So that's
Right,
my only
right,
downside, but. But yeah, man, I agree with you about the whole thing about the security, safety, and that's the most important thing, especially with people getting drugged and so forth.
right. Especially now, yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Um,
Mhm.
in Medellin, when I checked into the hotel, I stayed at the first hotel I stayed at was Hotel Dix, and
Different
I
spot.
they were they're real nice, they're accommodating. It's not it's not a 4 or 5 star hotel, but it's convenient
It's
to
perfect.
everything, and
It's cozy.
um, yeah, it's cozy. It's you're right in the area where all the food spots are. Um, and it's funny because the last time I stayed, I went there in April, but it was during lockdown. But this time I stayed, and the guy at the front desk, I think his name's John, and Alejandro, they were saying, you know what, Mr. Hicks, we just want to let you know there's a lot more druggings going on, so be really careful this time.
Yep.
I
Big
felt
on that.
assured that the hotel staff was looking out.
Oh, they do.
And
One thing, even
go
even
ahead.
they stopped me a couple of times. Sorry, they stopped me a couple of times. Like if I have my phone actually showing on my hip, they'll be like, "Hold on, don't walk out like that." They'll try to
Yeah,
stop you, like watch out. So I'm like,
yeah,
this is before all the drug. This is before everything. This is like 2 years before COVID hit. They were still on that. Like, hey, hold on a
nice.
moment. you know, you don't want to get caught up.
Yeah, I had a guest one night, the first night I was there, and when she left, I stayed up in the room because I was kind of tired. I stayed up in the room, and so she left, and then next thing I know, I hear a knock on my door, boom, 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 and it was the bellboy, or the doorman, and he was like, James, is everything okay? Is everything okay? We want to make sure everything okay. She's downstairs. We're not going to let her go until
Oh,
we wanted to
nice.
come check on you and make sure you were okay. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's next level. So
And this was
uh,
recent too.
this was recent. Yeah, this was like
Nice.
just a few weeks ago, and that really impressed me right there. And
Yeah.
so
And
I
that's
was
one thing
like,
I like about them. Like Hotel Dix, they always look out for you, and their prices are really good. I like their rooms. Like, don't get me wrong, I like their rooms, but I
yeah,
like to see that they will look out for you.
yeah, the prices are right. The rooms are clean. It's perfect. It's perfect for and I think I booked my hotel, I think it was booking.com, and I think I spent like $35 or something like that,
Yep, sound about
just by
right.
doing it in
25 to 6.
advance.
Yep.
And yeah, that was I was happy with that.
Oh yeah.
Now, have you stayed in any Airbnbs? Have you stayed in many of those?
Well, yeah. Most of the Airbnbs I've stayed in more so was in Laureles, usually out there, and and most of the hotels, if I do hotels, whatever, usually in Poblado. I've only stayed like in 2 Airbnbs in Poblado, at a certain time, but usually it's a hotel.
Yeah.
And you know what? I could tell you, Hotel Dix, they actually saved me several times. Like whenever I used to fly, on someone else benefits, whatever. Like whenever I thought I wasn't gonna make it to Colombia, but I would make it, I will always book them like at the last minute, and they will always have a room available for me, and they'll be cool, be right there waiting for me, like, hey, we know, we saw your name come across, so come on through, we got you, no problem. Yo, there was one time when I actually messed up my booking because I finally got on the plane and they're getting ready to take off. I had to hurry up and book my room and so forth. And my Google has sent me to another week, like probably 2 weeks in advance or so. And I booked with them. When I got there, although they were overbooked, but they hooked me up with the I think it was like the King Suite, whatever. It's like the suite that's at the top level. They
At
had
the
just
top,
finished
yeah.
doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they gave it to me for a decent price, and I was like, all right, I'm cool with this. I think it was like 200 a night, something like 150, or it was like something like that. I don't know, either 100 or 150 or 125. But it was a while. It was when they had first, finished, the construction on it, whatever. So I was like, all right, cool. Since they hooked me up, because like they could have had set me out on the street, and they gave me a discount. So I'm like, yo, I'm cool with this, So
yeah,
but
especially,
for you,
I mean, if they know you're coming back, they see you coming in, and well, they know you, like you said. If you're returning guests, they know who you are, and they just, I like the treatment that you get when you go in, and the entire staff from all parts. Most of them were in the lobby or over by the breakfast tables. They all just came over to me and they, welcome back, James. Welcome back, James. I was like, this is nice. This is real nice. Now, I will say something about Airbnbs. Some of them are really, really nice. Some of them are really nice, especially if you're going to be getting some friends together and maybe, having a little party or whatever. I think, you having an advantage staying in the Airbnb as opposed to hotels, because some of the hotels, they don't allow too many guests, especially at Hotel Dick's.
Yep. I think it's one per day or something like that. Hotel Dick's, like they keep changing it.
Yeah, right now it's like one person per day.
Yeah.
That's allowed to go up to your room. Now you can meet as many people as you want down in the lobby, because I had a few people come by and sell me some T-shirts, sell me a jersey, and I did business with them in the lobby. But if you bring someone up to your room, okay, you're good. But if you leave and then somebody else comes in, they want 90,000 Colombian pesos. I'm like, wow, that's like what, like $30 somewhere around there, $25, $30.
Yeah, which is perfect, which is fine. I'll pay that.
You know what? Exactly. Especially if it's right, man. You're out there, and man, I met this one girl. She wasn't in the park. She was at a restaurant across from the park, and I was talking with her. Just gorgeous Afro Latina. She had this afro, this curly afro.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. And she goes, well, I'm not, just want to let you know, I'm not out here. I'm not, the girls, I'm not out here working. I was like, that's cool, because that's what I like to meet. Exactly. And turned out that she was from Venezuela. And she was Venezuelan. And, a lot of people were telling me, man, the Venezuelan girls are the most beautiful. They're the most beautiful. And I'm like, nah. But I get there, and I met like 3 of them. And I got to say, they were probably 3 of the most beautiful women that I've seen in Medellin. And they were all Venezuelan.
And not even talking about the beauty. Now, if you start talking about the talent level of, when you get down and do your thing, on some other level, man. I got to say that I always say, when it comes down to Venezuelan and Colombian is that girl that you want to go, showcase to the world. You want to take on a nice, elegant meal and so forth. But that Venezuela is one of those you want to keep in your closet, because things get down with her. You don't even want to share her. You don't even want to take her out, because all the nasty things you done did with her. you're like, man, I can't take you out.
Yeah, absolutely. There's this other spot. Another reason I like hotels, and I guess you can call this one a hotel, is Hotel Inn.
Yeah. I've been to Hotel Inn. Yeah, that's another nice hotel.
Yeah, the guys talk about getting scoped with the escopolamina or scopolamine. And most of these guys, from what I'm hearing, there's a trend. It's like, okay, I met her on Tinder.
yeah. As number 1 is Tinder.
Number 1.
The first thing.
You big dummy. Colombian Cupid. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, like Keenan Ivory Wayans said, message. You don't
Exactly.
want to mess with them girls, man. You know, boots on the ground is the best. But the good thing about Hotel M, I like them because they're discreet. You know, you have to send them an email before you can even talk to anybody there, as far as
Mm.
like, you know, making a reservation. Um, and they really vet the girls that come in, any visitors that come in, they vet them. And
Yep.
so, and they know most of the guests that come in there.
Oh yeah.
So that's another safety measure that they have, because you know the girls that come in there, they ain't scoping nobody.
Yeah.
They ain't scoping nobody because they know that's a lucrative um, market right there. So they're not going to try to screw that up.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, because I mean, that's one of the big markets Colombia has and so forth, and it's like, and it will also want to add is that what I noticed that most of the druggings and all that stuff is going on are some of these younger women. They're
Yeah,
younger. They're like 18, 19, 20ish or so. You notice that all the older ones that I've noticed that this is what I've noticed. I'm not saying that this is true or this is fact or anything like that, but anything like over 25, it don't or 23, it don't look like they're doing it. But it seems like the ones that are like very young, they're the ones that trying to, they're pulling this stuff. You know what I mean? They try to get on people. So, it's not the regular that we all have seen before that we all know around, not the regular girls, from what it
yeah,
appears. Because each time it's a picture of some girl, I'm like, I've never seen this girl before. I've been through all the manga groups and I've never seen this one before.
yeah.
So
Now, if I went to, like, let's say, if I were in Europe, if I were in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, that's pretty safe area. I've stayed in, like I said, I stayed in an Airbnb there. But even in that Airbnb, it was an apartment complex. When you walk in, well, there's a security gate, but once you get into that, there's a desk, and there's like a security guard sitting at the desk, and so that's kind of safe. And I mean, you don't really, I mean, you can mess around and get drugged anywhere in the world, but
mhm,
I think it's less frequent there.
mhm.
So I wouldn't be opposed to like staying in like an Airbnb in like Europe, Brazil, and some of these other places, because you don't have people hopping off of motorcycles and sticking you up at
Yeah,
gunpoint. I'm sure there's
exactly.
some isolated events, but it's not as prevalent as it is in some
Yeah,
countries.
exactly. Especially right now in Colombia, all the stuff that's going on, But we do got those robbers in Brazil that are trying to use people as human seals and everything. It's like
Oh man, I saw that video you put up. Man,
I'm like, this ain't the first time. Like I've had seen other circulating videos of robbers actually taking hostages and trying to use them, and of
yeah,
course somehow he gets shot and get killed. But this is during daylight. This is not at nighttime. So it's like,
wow.
man, they be trying everything possible to try to avoid getting shot at. They'll take anybody. It's
Yeah.
like,
Now let me
man.
ask you something about Airbnbs. So when you rent something, is when you get ready to check in, are you normally meeting with the owner? Because that's how it was in Brazil. When we got there, we had to wait for the owner to show up. He was running a little late. So we
Hmm.
had to wait for the owner to show up to give us the key. And so is that kind of is that a similar experience that you've had, or how's that work for the most part?
I've had many different experience. One thing I noticed in Colombia, a lot of them are doing the keyless entry with the codes, so they don't have to be there on site when you arrive. So that's
Okay.
one of the biggest things that I'm starting to notice that what they've been doing for the past couple of years now. It's funny. I've actually had circumstances of just like what you said. I actually had to meet with the owner to give me the keys and everything, all that stuff. Um, in Colombia as well, and it depends on where you're at. I think it depends on the area as well. In Poblado, you should. I doubt that they'll be giving you a key, and so for most of the time, it's going to be keyless entry, and with the code.
Okay.
Excuse me. When I was in Cuba, yeah, that one they actually had, of course, they had to give me the key for that one, no matter what, because they, behind the technology. So, and they were like staying like
Yeah.
right across the hallway, which is kind of little strange as you bringing in gas and everything in there. But the funny thing with them is that they're actually scoping out your visitors for you as well. You know, they're like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
this not a good one. You know, you may not want to have her here anymore. You know, and stuff like that. So, which I thought that was actually pretty decent, pretty cool. You know, um, where else have I have? You know, of course, I've had Airbnb in DR as well.
Hmm.
With that, I've had cases where you know how when a house is on the market and they have the key in like one of those key box, you know, key boxes with the pin code. So I've
Yeah.
seen that. so
Okay.
so I've seen that one before, that you have to retrieve the key that way. So it all depends on the situation. I think it depends on the Airbnb host, how much money they have, if they can even afford it that way, you know, in the area.
Right. Now
So
I know in like in Costa Rica, like if you stay in San Jose, you want to do an Airbnb, you kind of have to go a little bit a ways from the city center. I mean, and there's some, you know, some decent spots, but you're away from the action. So you got to go a little ways out. And I like to be in an area where, you know, I can walk to where I need to go. I can
yeah,
walk everywhere and walk to the restaurants, walk to the clubs.
makes
Um,
sense.
so there, you know, I stay in the hotels for the same reason, because they're close to everything. I don't have to really get a cab unless, you know, it's late at night or something like that. And although they have some nice Airbnbs, they're like on the other side of town. Um, you know, the traffic in San Jose, that gets crazy. So you
Yeah,
could be in traffic trying to go, you know, 5 to 6 miles. You'd be in traffic for like 45 minutes.
yeah, I can believe it.
Um,
What I remember.
yeah, and you know, you have, you know, depending on where you're going and what kind of attractions you're going to, you can pick. You know, you got hotels everywhere. So okay, I'm gonna pick this hotel because it's closer to this. Now I want to be closer to this attraction, so they got hotels there. Um, with Airbnbs, I I think, and I'm not 100% sure because I haven't stayed in that many. I think you kind of limit it to like, you know, certain areas
Mhm.
of where you can stay. Somebody else might be able to, you know, chime in and with a little more information on that. But
Mhm.
I just like the versatility of the hotels and you know, just overall safety, man.
Yeah.
You know,
So
it's
are you more so the type that if it's a new area, a new country you're going to, you prefer a hotel? But if it's
oh,
a regular,
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely,
and of course,
absolutely.
if it's a place that you already been to several times, you probably do an Airbnb per
I'd
se,
be
or
more willing to venture out. I'd be more willing to venture out if, you know, I've been to the country a few times and I kind of know, you know, how everything flows. But I got to tell you, even still, if I go back to Medellin, which a buddy of mine in Florida, he's having his birthday's coming up in January, so um, I'm going to try to get out there then. Um, and we're definitely staying, and you know, we'll probably go to the same spot, man, because
mm-hmm.
it's cool. Because I mean, you know, Hotel M, you fall in there, you don't really have to go anywhere if you don't
Yeah,
want to. You
yeah,
can just because you know everything's there. You got Rappi, of course. I mean, you got your food, you got everything.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and
And the
then
one thing,
so
oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
So there's what is that hotel? The Hampton Inn Hotel. I think it's called the Hampton Inn. It's like just if you walk out to, I think is I forgot what street that is, but when you walk out of Hotel M and then you start going downhill, you go uphill to the left and you turn right on that first street. I think that's the Hampton Inn and Suites or something like that, or that hotel. They
Oh
got a
yeah.
good steakhouse there.
Let me
And
bring out. I'm gonna bring out the Google Maps here so we can Google it. You know how I
yeah,
love to
I
bring out
forget
the
the name of that
Google.
steakhouse. Man, that's probably the best food I've had while I was in Medellin. They got some really good food there. We went there one night and they were all booked, so we couldn't get in. Um, but there was a dude and it's a nice hotel. So I'm thinking, man, this is a nice hotel. Man, I could stay here, but it's probably expensive. And then I'm thinking to myself, I remember that we're in we're in Colombia, so it can't be that expensive. And it was only like 40 something dollars a night. And the
Oh,
amenities
okay.
are a lot nicer than Hotel M, but the night that we, let's see, where is Hotel M at?
Right here, looking at in Laureles.
Okay. Is the Hotel M is going to be like Poblado, right?
Oh, you got the one in Poblado. Hold on, let me go over there.
Poblado. So the mansion.
Oh yeah, by the mansion, which is way up here.
Yeah, right over where the Hard
Oh, it's
Rock
actually
Cafe
down here.
used to be.
Yeah, which is more like down here.
Yeah, so if that main street that goes up the hill and then you make a left to go to the hotel, but I believe it's called the Hampton Inn and Suites. So you know whether, let's see. I'm trying to
Interesting. Won't
see.
even let me. Oh, matter of fact, I gotta go south. What am I doing? Let me go south, further south.
Yeah, it's right. I'm trying to think of another landmark in that area because I know the Hard Rock Cafe closed and they're building a huge pharmacy and some other stores right there now. But it's right off of what's that main street that the people walk down on
Oh,
Sundays? They shut down the street.
I'd have to walk down, or just the main street on come on, Calle 10.
Calle 10. And then let's see, Hotel Zona. Let me.
They got the Hotel Dix right there.
Hotel Dix. So Hotel Dix, and then Hotel M is. I mean, You're a lot more familiar with this than I am.
Yeah, because originally I thought you were talking about the Zona A, but M Hotel. I'm trying to see where the M Hotel at here.
Let's see where it's Calle 43. Okay,
oh, there
Calle
it is. Oh,
43A.
talking about La Mansion. Here
Yeah.
it is. Yeah. I know you're talking about La Mansion. Yeah, because I usually. Yeah, let me get here.
Where's it at now?
It's right here.
Okay, so if you come out of there, and right over there somewhere, right over there, there's another hotel. I think it's the Hampton Suites Hotel, but it's right there where it says the Edificio Mila de Oro. I think that's but there's a hotel right there. What is that? There's a hotel there. Right there.
Maybe this one right here.
Yeah, you had to cross the street.
Yeah.
So we had to cross the street. Yeah,
Yep,
so that's it right there. So they got a real nice steakhouse in there. But I'm thinking, man, next time I'm gonna stay here, but I'm thinking, it's probably a little expensive. But it's only 40 something a night. Now, speaking out the other side of my mouth, there is a guy, the night that we were having dinner at a sushi restaurant, which was around the corner, he got scoped in that hotel. He got scoped in that hotel. So he met this chick, and I guess he was with some buddies, and they went out. And so he met this girl on Tinder. I think it was Tinder. And so he ended up.
What was her age?
You know what? I don't recall, but she was. I'm sure she was in pretty young. But he said he left the group because he wanted to hook up with her. He never met her. She was like, "Hey, let's meet. Let's get some drinks." And you probably heard the story. It's been online. And so he said that to make a long story short, he got scoped at the hotel. And, speaking out the other side of my mouth, I'm saying, well, hotels are safe, but this particular one, this night, he got scoped and she robbed him of everything. And so even though, I like the safety of hotels, you just never know.
Just never know. That's the only thing, it depends on the security and how they operate, and also I'm gonna add for those of you that's actually watching, you want to join in, come on in. I got the link is pinned at the top, so just come on in if you guys want to come join the conversation. But some of these hotels are very strict and some are very relaxed. And one thing I like is, like I said, Hotel Dix has always take care of their guests. No matter what.
Yeah.
And that's why I've always pushed for them, like, hey, go there. I mean, you want to be safe. If you want to make sure everything's good. Go to Hotel Dix, and then they have a good price, and you're close to the park as well.
Yeah,
so
that's a good place to start. That the first time I went there, and I think I was watching one vlogger, and he was like, "Man, I'm going to stay here. The price is good." I think it was his first time there too, and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna just go there." And yeah, it was cool. I met some real cool people there. I I met this DJ, this international DJ. He was staying in that suite at the top. That the
Oh,
first time I
nice.
was there, and he had a bunch of guests up at the pool, and we were ordering all kinds of food and
Nice.
on the rooftop. Yeah, it was real nice.
Yeah, it definitely is. They got 2 bedrooms, and I believe 3 beds. 2 bedroom, 3 beds, 2 baths. No, 3 baths. Yeah, three
Yeah.
bathrooms in there. Yeah, they're pretty dope. You
Now,
know
so they built another one on top. So
what?
when you get
Really?
out the elevator, to the left is where they have that nice suite. Now
Yep.
there's one on top of that. So
Really?
they built another one, which is supposed to be even better than the one below it.
Whoa. See, I've been yeah, see, it's been a minute since I've been there, but yo, you got any
Yeah.
video on that? Any pictures, anything like that? Or
No, when I was there, man, I didn't. I think I went up on the roof just to take a couple of pictures of the skyline. But I'll be honest with you, there when I'm there, I don't really bring my camera out. I leave it in the safe unless I'm going, somewhere, a little further out.
Mhm.
And the hotel is a safe place, but no, I didn't get any pictures of it. I should have asked and taken some
Yeah.
pictures, but they probably got some online.
Yeah, because they're cool as hell. Like I told them, I was like, yo, hey, how about if I take some of these videos, is it all right? Because I'll promote your stuff. They're like, yeah, you're all good, do your thing. So I've done that a couple of times for them, just because I like the fact that dealing with them because they're always cool as hell. I think my boy,
Yeah.
he actually knows the owner of the hotel too. I haven't had a chance to get him on the show yet, but if I could probably, if I could pull that one, I would like to have him on the show and talk about the hotel because that's one I got definitely a hotel that I would definitely promote because they're great to their guests and so forth. And I want to say salute to Howard, man. Thanks for showing up, man. Appreciate you being here. But
Hey, Solo, I'm gonna jump off just for about 30 seconds. I got some chicken on the grill. I need to take off.
no problem. So drop it down for till he comes back. But yeah, like I said, for those of you that's like enjoying the conversation, come on in, come join in. I got the link there in the chat. And I know that I've been away for a little bit. Sorry about that. Since things have been just been crazy for me. But yo, come join in. Tell us about your experience. Where do you enjoy? Which one do you prefer, a hotel or Airbnb? In which country? Or does it really matter? Is it the same way how we operate? Do you do you get a hotel first for a country that you don't know anything about, or do you strictly go, or do you actually jump in and go get an Airbnb? So let us know what's up. Which one you guys prefer. But here we go. Look like he's back. So let me bring him up. My mouse will work. There we go.
Yeah,
Welcome back.
Making a Caesar salad from scratch, man. I love to cook.
Yeah, I know the feeling, man. That's why that was actually the reason why I actually did this late because I was cooking. I was trying to get some food in before I start this live.
Yeah, I was glad too because I had to run to the store, and I'm like, man, he's gonna start in like 26 minutes, and I'm blowing my horn, like trying to get people out the way. Seems like the faster you're trying to get somewhere, the slower people start driving, and I'm like.
And time starts going fast at the same time.
Yeah, and then I saw you delayed it. I was like, oh, that's cool. So, yeah, this next time we go back, I know I like to stay at a couple of different places. I think I might what I might do this time is on the back end, like try an Airbnb in Medellin. I'll probably stay at Hotel M for like with my buddy because he's bringing some friends from Florida. Mm-hmm. Probably stay there like 4 nights and then maybe try, get an Airbnb somewhere close, like a condo somewhere close. Oh, yeah. And just try that out in Medellin and see how that is. Because I think
one of the safest places is to go to, well, supposedly safest is probably Energy. If you go there, get a condo there.
Yeah.
You will have a good time out there. You can bring as many guests as you want, and
mm-hmm.
It's a party, man.
I like that. I like that spot. I like it. I saw it, and then there's also the Charlie. I didn't realize the Charlie was as close as it is to the park. It's like
Good.
right around the corner. It's like from Hotel Dix. But energy I
Mm.
heard was pretty good. Um, the rates, I guess the rates can vary, you know.
Yeah, you're
Um,
spending over north of 100 a night
yeah,
off of energy. You know, you're definitely going to be spending that money, because it's you know is their luxury, you know, building or whatever. So, you know, but
right.
one thing about it is just that, hey, it's nice. You got you a nice little I mean, the rooms are really nice. The entire condo, you have yourself balconies and everything. So, you know, it's always a dope spot to be at. You know, a lot of people like to take pictures and videos from there because, you know, it's, you know, just to show out, because that's, you know, there's energy. So that's just what it is.
Yeah. Well, just plug in Hotel M again. They have so apparently this used to be a house, one of Pablo Escobar's houses, from what I understand,
Oh,
and it's got like maybe 8 or 9, 10 rooms. That's it. And then they have a sister property up the street
mhm.
that has a few more rooms, I think. But and then all the rooms a little bit different. And then some of them are really small, and then some of them, they're real nice. You have like a little living room. Like the last time I went, I had a like a little living room, and then the bed is kind of offset into like a different part of the room, and then there
Mhm.
was like a patio, which is real nice. And it was I think I spent probably 110, 115 a night. Now
Oh,
that's
okay.
that's kind of expensive for Colombia, Medellin. Most people want to
Yeah.
spend $50, $60 or less.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, with the Airbnbs and some other hotels too. But but man, it's like the service there. Of course, you got your laundry taken care of. Another reason I like
Yep.
hotels, you got free laundry. They give you twenty
Free
percent off
breakfast.
breakfast. They give you 20% off if you pay cash, which you save quite a bit of money that way. Um, they're hooked up with the gyms in the area, so you can get a special rate on gym membership.
Yep.
There's just so many other things. All you have to do is go to the front desk. You don't even have to go to the pharmacy if you needed some Tylenol or ibuprofen or something. Just go to the front desk. They got everything.
Yep. That's one thing I do like about them. And then we got Howard Cooper. He said he stayed at the Dan Carlton last time he was in Medellin. It was great. Yeah, yeah. You know, I know about the Dan Carlton. Only thing about it is just that for me, I mean, he says it's a great location. I don't know. I think it's a little too far from everything. That's just my take on the Dan Carlton of where it's at. But I've noticed is the rooms and everything is nice there. I haven't stayed there, but I know of it. From the wife and everything telling me about going there and so forth. One time she wanted to be there. We also got Jonathan Peterson says, "Have you stayed at the new hotel on the park?" Me, no, I haven't. Because lately, now that I have my spot out there, I've just been spending a lot of time at my apartment out there in Bejo. It's like the suburbs of Bejo. So I'm actually out there nowadays. I don't spend money on hotels anymore or Airbnbs. But I don't know. What about you? Have you stayed at this spot as well?
So now I've seen a Dan Carlton. It's a nice spot, but if I can remember, it's kind of up on a hill, if I'm not mistaken. I remember passing by it. It's really nice. I've seen some reviews online.
Yeah, it's really
Um,
nice.
but I've been there 2 times, and I'm still not too familiar with the whole area. I'm getting better at it. But what is this new hotel on the park?
Yeah, I gotta find out more information about that. If Jonathan wants to give us more information on it, I'm believing that it's the one that's at the park. I think it's the one with the ugly graffiti art on it on the side of it, looking like an alien. So here go to
By Parquilleres.
yeah. So here's the hotel. Here's hotel Dan Carlton, which is right here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's actually near the park area, but it's still like a little bit. You're gonna have to walk to get to where you want to get to and so forth. But I've heard it. It's a nice little campus. It's really nice. nice setup. I like that Howard, he's actually was talking about it, referencing it. Yeah, go check out his channel. If you guys want to go check out, see the video and so forth, he got it on there. So he says that
Yeah, I
he
have to check
created
that
it and
out.
so forth. So which is nice.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
I'm down for staying in any new hotels. If there's a new hotel, I like the new hotels.
We
Just
got
because of they're a lot cleaner. So
yeah, exactly. They're all fresh and so forth, which is nice. You got that new hotel smell to it.
yeah, I'm gonna have to check that one out for sure.
Hey, what up, network bitch? How's it going? So he's over here talking about he never said at Airbnb. I'm too pompous. What up? Yeah, well, hey, come
Yeah,
on up. Let us know how you feel about it. How you feel about that? So
yeah.
there
I
you
don't, I
go.
don't, I don't, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Like I said, my first choice is to go to a hotel because I know, the room's going to be ready. It's going to be clean. The sheets are clean, and they got the staff there. Is that that looks like that's hotel? Oh, that's Hotel Marquis.
Yeah, so it's right here. So it's right around the corner from the Charlie, from that one that they redid. So okay, yeah, I'm
Okay.
have to definitely check it out. See what's up with it.
So is that the new hotel?
Yeah, this is a new hotel that he referenced.
Oh, okay.
That's definitely
Yeah.
how
See,
it
I
looks
like
right here.
that.
Question is
That's
it is it
nice.
is it guest friendly? Is the biggest question,
Yeah, that's
or,
true.
or you have to charge? I mean, do they charge?
Marquis
Uh,
Hotel. Oh,
yeah,
you know what? I saw that. I saw that when I was coming back from the dental office because I was walking around and I saw that. I didn't
right
know
next to
what it
Gucci.
was. Okay, the marquee. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
different. Yeah, because the last time I was there, I didn't even get a chance to even spend time in Poblado. Well,
Hmm.
last two times. So if this is something new. That's yeah. I see the rates is about $100 a night.
Yeah, that's about the same as Hotel M. But I mean, you look at the digs right there. They're really nice. They're really nice. I like that.
Yep,
So I'm gonna have
yep.
to I'm gonna have to do a little more research on that one. I might have to stay at that one the next time I come through.
Nice.
Yeah. And let me ask you what I met a lot of people, a lot of girls. I always ask them where they're from Bejo. I mean, most
Mhm.
of them, I swear, like 8 out of 10 of them are from Bejo. Bejo. Where you from? I'm
Yep.
Bejo. And you said you
Yeah.
got a spot over there, apartment?
Yeah. So I'm in a apartment. I got an apartment complex, which is like well, I wouldn't even say a complex. It's like a campus or so. Real
Mm-hmm.
nice. We got a dog park and everything over there, swimming pool with your own parking area, parking spots, and all that good stuff. And but yeah, man, like a lot of times, because it's cheaper to stay out there in Bejo, so that's why a lot of
Yeah.
women are from out there, and they'll just travel back and forth to Poblado and make their money and go back out there. But out there, one thing I tell people is that you got to go out to know people. You got to know the area. You can't just go out there just to go out there because there are some real shady bad parts in Bejo, and
Right.
there's some nice parts there. And you don't want to end up in the shady bad part because you will, you'll find yourself in a bad situation.
Yeah.
It's a bit worse than what it is. What's been going on in Poblado, but they have a nice mall out there. Oh my god, like tons of women like looking good, what matter of fact, I'll share this. I don't want to share this because I don't want people going out there trying to mess up a nice good thing out there in Bejo. But here I'm gonna show this. Let me share the screen here of where this is at. So this is where the big Exito is at, and
Mhm.
oh my god, you will like head will be turning as you're at this mall. Let me see here. So I got my spot there, and
So
then
when you go up there, do you take the train, or are you driving, or
oh, I
are you,
drive, so I rent a car
okay?
every time I go out there. That's the best way to move around.
Yeah.
Especially out there in Bejo. And oh my god, like like if you could use Uber, which is cool, but you can use
Hmm.
Uber to get there, but coming back, you're gonna have some issues at times, because
Now,
it's like
see, that's a good point. That's a good point. And is that because a lot of the Uber drivers don't want to go in that area
Yeah, well, and plus they don't
at
really work
night?
out. They don't really be out there as well as much because they're more so in the touristy areas. Because
Right,
a lot of us we love Uber. We use Uber every chance we get. But
right.
most of them Colombians they don't really use Uber. They got people that they know or use a taxi service and so forth.
Yeah.
But here at Puerto del
Puerto
Norte,
del Norte.
so this is the mall, and there's a big Éxito in here as well. And it's like,
Hmm.
yo, I was here, and like there were just tons of just baddies, in this mall. Éxito everywhere you could think of, and I was just like turning
Yeah.
my head, like this is nice over here. So I tell people, if you do get a chance, if you got the opportunity, go out here, go ahead and check it out. A lot to see. Um, this is actually a safe area. This mall is pretty safe. But of course, all of Colombia, you still got to be careful no matter what, with your
Right.
phone and so forth. It's just that's just what it is, you know. But
Yeah. And that's not a like so from Terminal Norte. I'm not going to take a train there to, but I know I can reference it from Terminal Norte. Um, is that, let's say from like Parquilletas, how long do you think it would take to get there,
by
like
driving,
in a cab or Uber?
see, by driving, whenever I would drive to get there, um, it depends on which time you go. Because if there's no traffic late at night, that's a quick little 20-minute, 15 minutes or 20 minutes. But during traffic, it's like 45, 50 minutes.
Yeah, that
You know what I
traffic
mean?
is, whew, yep.
It's oh my god, it's a pain going through here, riding in
Yeah.
here, to get there, oh my god. I get tired of being stuck in traffic, coming from around here from this area. Sometimes I'm like, man, I don't even like it's funny thing is whenever I'm home, whenever I'm there, I'm like, I don't really feel like coming out here and visiting people because I know I have to deal with the traffic coming back,
Yeah.
so I'm like, I missed a couple people that I was supposed to meet my last trip. I was supposed to meet up with um what's his name? Is Jay Clyde. I was supposed to meet with him. Guys, of course, you guys seen him on the show a couple of times. He was out there at the same time, but I was just like, I just didn't want to leave. I didn't want
Yeah.
to deal with the traffic.
Well,
You
I
know?
tell you, man, like I said, the ladies that I met, the ones off from Bejo, I mean,
They're
they
bad.
were all good looking.
Oh yeah. And the same thing over here in where my girl used to live at in Campo Verdes. Oh my
Hmm.
god, there is tons of bad women over here. Like, oh my god, like if you got a chance for those that speak Spanish, go over here. There is an actual street where you could go to where it's like nothing but discos. And I think it's right here. I think it's Calle 83 right here. I believe this is where it's at, and it's like nothing but actually not Calle. It's actually Carrera 49. It's right here, and this is like where you
Uh-huh.
got like tons and tons of discos, and it's like this is where of course you with the locals. That's what's going on,
Right.
and tons of nice fine women. This whole area is like stacked with them. That's where you'll find them. But it's very mountainous. So that's the bad thing about bringing over here. That if you're not used to all that hiking and mountains, you're gonna lose your breath. It ain't
Ooh,
gonna
yeah.
be nice. you know. But let me see if I can get a picture here or something. But nope. Maybe right here. Nah, this is not. Is this? Let me go forward. Go a little bit more here. I
And you
believe
said
this
this is
is
the
it.
area where your girl used to live?
Yeah, which was like over here. Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Hold on a moment here because I had it marked because I was like, I'm coming back because I had a good time there one time. I was getting it in. I swear it had to be this one right here. It got to be this black or so. Well, let me zoom out because I know I saved it. There was a park right here. Hold on, we got that park. There was a small little park.
Yeah, I think definitely the next time I come out there, I want to, I want to venture out, not too far, venture out to some places,
Oh,
away from, just to do something a little bit different.
here's another one. So that was another street that I was talking about, but this is another strip right here too, where you could go to party. Like they have all these discotheques. This right here, Zenith Room, it has like
Uh-huh.
I believe like 8 levels, and each floor has a different theme of music. You have reggaeton for one. You have the country
Oh,
music
nice.
of Colombia. You have hip hop, and I mean like yo, you have every single one floor. You will have a whole different experience. But of course, you got to go up the stairs, and God, you basically dying going up those stairs. But this is another nice spot to go to definitely have a good time. They have tons of clubs right here. Let me.
Yeah. You know what? When I was looking for that dental office, and was it that? I think it might have been that. But we went through there because I remember that area, and there was a bunch of clubs, a bunch of businesses,
Yeah,
and it was about 15 minutes away from where I was staying. Um, and yeah, I would definitely like to go over there and check that out, like during the daytime. Now,
yeah,
how's
yeah.
the I saw like some little like what do you call hostels over there, but how about like hotels and Airbnbs over in that area? Do you find any of those over there?
Yeah, you can find some Airbnbs over here. I've actually my first time ever staying in Medellin. I stayed at this big uh big apartment complex, which is El Dora, which is right here, and this was actually pretty dope. It was nice. I had a great view of the
Okay.
city from here. This is like the actual apartment,
Okay.
and you'll find a couple out here. But of course, make sure you know the neighborhoods because some of these
Yeah.
neighborhoods can be a bit sketchy. You know,
Yeah.
um, and of course, some of the girls they'd be like, "Oh, you staying over there? I don't know if I want to come over there."
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, man. My first time there, I had this one girl was talking shit to me, to my buddies. Who like, oh man, my buddy, he likes to stay in these cheap places and everything. This is not where you want to be at. You're a tourist. You don't be over here. I was like, man, whatever. Get out of here. I can
Yeah,
go where I'm trying to be with the people, man. Mi gente. You know what I mean?
that's
Get
right.
out of here. You know. But the only thing, of course, whenever you stay in these areas, is that early morning you got the guy who's on the loudspeaker, trying to sell his fruits and everything. So you got to deal with that, So just be
Yeah.
ready for that.
Yeah, I
Every
can.
morning.
Yeah, when I was riding in the taxi, was it Uber? It was Uber or it was a taxi, and that's all you heard going up and down those streets. You had somebody on the megaphone,
Yeah,
trying to sell something. And I was like, man, have to hear that every day, but they got to earn a living.
yeah, yeah. Hey, that's their capitalism right there. Gotta make that money. They gotta sell. But yeah, that's as much as I can really think. I mean, I know that there is. I can't find that one spot of where it's actually at. The other strip or so. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, also I don't know if you guys know about the Parque Norte of Medellin right here. So a lot of activities goes on this theme park. So
Uh
um
huh.
I don't know if you guys ever seen whenever I create those Christmas videos. I usually come here to this park, and they always have like a whole show, a whole big thing, just for Christmas. All the nice lights and everything. So
I passed by that
um,
park. I remember that. I
yeah,
remember
I
seeing
see,
that
man.
park. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yep, here it is. They always have that whole thing going on. You know, and this
Nice.
from yeah, this from 2019 when I was there, and this was pretty dope. The whole look of everything. So yeah, man.
And that's right next to. Is that like right next to the river?
Yeah, it's right next to the river and also near there's a bus
Okay.
terminal near here. But yeah, you definitely come here. This is actually a theme park. So it's open all year
Yeah.
round. They have, so many things going on at this theme park, more than just the lights. They got like, small little rides, bumper cars and things like that. So,
Yeah, I remember going by that because I remember the the Botanica Garden right there,
Yeah,
Jardine
definitely right here.
Botanica. I remember that. So a lot of, when I'm traveling in a Uber or a taxi, I'll try to like find like, landmarks. Okay. And then that one stuck out. That area stuck out. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, man. I like going around and checking out all this, different stuff. For me, I can't stay stuck in the room. I like to just check out, what the city has to offer. And there's a lot of stuff to do here,
Right.
outside of Poblado area, and of course, I've always talked about going over here to Parque RV, also another spot to go to, for zip lining and other things, of that nature. This the end, it's the last stop of the actual of the what do you call that? Forgot the name of it. Here, where is it at here? The cable car. So, it's like the end of the cable car. So you just take that straight
Oh,
through.
so it's okay. So it starts over there. Okay. I was
Yeah.
trying to go there, but I got caught up, man. I got caught up. Where did I get caught up at? And I had that on my list, Park RV, Park RV. But what's the name of that one area that's Provincia?
Oh yeah,
Provincia.
Provincia. Yeah,
Yeah. So
that's near Poblado. That's a little north.
yeah,
It's like right there. Here, I can bring this back up here.
yeah,
So
that was nice. I enjoyed sitting over there. And then one of my cousins who lives in Brazil, he was staying at a hotel. I think he was staying at the Marriott Hotel. So he came down and we sat down there, man, and the talent that was walking through there, I was like, man,
Mhm.
this is a lot more mature. Just not really hustling, not really anybody working hard like that. But I enjoyed that area right there. That was real nice.
Yeah, definitely is real nice. I was actually in that area as well. Stayed a couple of times. Definitely a nice area to to enjoy yourself and be safe and all that good stuff. You know.
Yeah, and that's one other thing about hotels. See, they know the spots. I can go to the hotel front desk and what was I looking for? I was like, where can I find some sushi? Because I had a friend, she wanted to get some sushi. So I was like, where can I find some sushi? So, you just go to the front desk. Although you can look at Rappi, and she was like, no, no Rappi, no Rappi. She didn't want any Rappi. She wanted to go to a restaurant. I kind of wanted to do the same thing. And so I went to the front desk, and the young lady down there at Hotel Dick's, she was like, well, let me look online, and I'll find you a couple places. And within a few minutes she found me a spot. So you have that, you have all those resources in the hotel, and you can kind of, you know don't have to worry about relying on Google, and you just go
Yep.
right to the source. So that's another reason I like hotels, man. But I definitely want to try more Airbnbs because I hear people talking about that all the time.
Yep.
And like you said, the advantage of staying at the Airbnbs is that you can bring more guests up. But
It's
then there comes
cheaper.
that security level, so that the issue. So that's a whole.
Exactly. And one of the things I definitely say, Airbnb is a bit cheaper, which is nice, but
Mhm.
you got to be careful in Colombia, how cheap you trying to go, because there's some places in Airbnbs that don't have hot water. So you got to pay a certain level of money, so you can make sure you have hot water, so
Yeah.
we love hot water, coming from the north, but over there, that's like, they look at it like, okay, whatever,
Yeah, I ran into. In fact, my cousin, he was staying in a different place first. He was like, "Man, I had to get out of there. They didn't have no hot water, man. I was up out of there." And then he went and checked into the Marriott. I think it's his spot. It's one of his spots, and he rents it out. But he was like, that weekend he didn't have any hot water, so he left. He went to the Marriott hotel, and I heard other people, talking about the hot water. Man, I can't do the cold shower thing.
Me neither, man. I can't do it, and
No.
that's why whenever I do a review on an Airbnb, I'll make sure I let them be known, like, okay, this place has hot water. You could come here, because
Yeah.
that's one of my biggest pet peeves. I gotta have hot water, or I gotta also have AC, because certain times it's very hot. I like it cool
Yeah.
when it's time for me to go to bed. I don't mind the
Exactly.
windows open all day, but when it's time for bed, I like it kind of chilled in the room so I could sleep well.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I know that there's actually a range that you gotta look for. You can't you can't spend no less than like maybe 40. Well, in Poblado, you got to spend over $50 a night. It's about 50, 60, more about over that. So you can make sure you have AC and hot water. But in La Laureles, I think you can get away with about $40 a night, and you'll be able to get some hot water.
And that's for
So
Airbnbs.
yep, for Airbnbs. Yep. So that's one thing about
Yeah.
it. So like if I see if it's too low, I'm like, nah, there's no hot water here. I gotta email the host, the owner of it, like, hey, do you have hot water? Let me know what's up before I book.
Yeah, I met this one guy. He was telling me that he booked the Airbnb, or I think no, that was different. I think this was something I saw on online, where this one guy booked a Airbnb, and on the site it showed, well, we've got washer and dryer, we've got this, well, washer. I guess most of the places don't have a dryer; they just kind of hang dry their clothes.
Yep.
But there were a couple of amenities in the Airbnb that were supposed to be there. And when he got there, they weren't there. So I'm like, and then there's this one brother, he was saying, well, if you do an Airbnb, make sure they have a lot of pictures online where you can see. If they have less than 10 pictures, 8 pictures, you might not want to stay there.
Yeah.
If they only have a few pictures, you might not want to stay there. So, that's a good piece of advice.
Yeah, one time I got screwed with an Airbnb. Oh my God, I was staying it was on the top floor of a spot, and it was like the only air I got was a fan. It wasn't one of those Windows fans. It was like one of those stationary fans that they gave me. The place, it was so dated. I'm like, I didn't even want to wash, eat off the dishes, because I'm like, man, I'm sitting here like this ain't it right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I actually had to find a place at the last minute, but oh my God, yeah. Sometimes you can run into that, and yeah, like he says, make sure you look at all the pictures, because if there's like only 3 or 4 pictures, okay, is not enough. And usually that spot is either very small or very old. And sometimes they make those pictures look really nice when it's actually not.
Yeah, they use all these different angles.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you're in the same room looking at a different wall.
Yeah. You look at it like, okay, I see where you took this picture at, but damn it, now I see why you did it from this angle.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. But I have to check it out though, man. I definitely want to experience the Airbnb in Medellin, and like I've met a couple of ladies from Bejo, and then what's the other place that's like, I think it's, if I got my bearings, I think it's south. It's going south of El Poblado. Sabaneta.
Sabaneta.
Yes. And these are some cool chicks, man. There's some cool chicks. And every time I come there, they call me. They want to get together. And actually, the last time I was there, we had a little get together, a bunch of guys, a bunch of girls at the Hotel Inn. Mm-hmm. And the next morning, they were like, James, we're going to go to Cartagena. Come on, we got you. You don't have to pay anything. I'm like, okay.
Oh, nice.
Now, these are the kind of friendships I want to build right here. So
exactly.
It's not all transactional. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think the next time I go out there, I'm probably going to get with them and have them kind of show me, different areas of the city that outside of El Poblado.
Yeah. So, if you ever get a chance to go to Envigado and Sabaneta, mm-hmm. Oh my God, it is like, that's where you'll find a lot of the shapely paisas. Like they mm-hmm. have shape out there. Very nice. I'm trying to find some pictures that I have from when I was out there. I actually went out there for Christmas as well. This past Christmas, and actually got some great shots out there. I'm trying to find it right now.
I like that. I've seen some pictures of the area. I like I like it because that's more. Isn't that like a little more? Isn't it a little more flat?
Yeah, it's a bit more flat out there. I could definitely say that.
Yeah, the terrain. So looks a little bit more laid back, as opposed to being like down in El Poblado. But like I said, I'm no expert in Medellin at all. I am no expert. But I like to get out and adventure around. And, if we were in a place like Thailand or Costa Rica, I'd get out and just start walking. and I'd walk all the way, but you can't really do that in Colombia right now. It's a little
Yeah, yeah, you
it's a little
gotta be careful.
sketchy.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the videos right now, kind of slow on my external hard drive here. I'm trying to bring this up because yeah, out there there's some nice stuff out there. Nice stuff. Just waiting for this to
Yeah,
load up. Come on. Yeah, like I said, man, Avogado. If you guys haven't been there, get a chance to go out there. I know a buddy who has a spot out there too, and yo, it's nice. It's dope. They'll take care of you out there.
yeah,
That's another thing I'll say. Um, Basically, you spending less money, while you're down there compared to Poblado, that whole thing.
right.
And let me see here. I'm trying to make sure I get the right picture here. Trying to well, I'm sorry, the right video. Let's see
Yeah, and I
here.
definitely want to brush up on my Spanish, man. I want to take some serious lessons.
Yeah, definitely gotta brush up on the Spanish, especially out there. They're
Yeah.
not used to they're not used to listen to gringos coming out there speaking English.
No, they want to even a couple of places I went to, and I had been back before. I came back to, and I'm speaking a little English, and they're like, "No English, no English." I'm like, "Okay, I really need to Spanish only."
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah,
Oh, here, probably right here. Yeah, this is when I was out there. Let me do this one here. I think I might do that's some of the women that was out
it looks like it's mostly locals out there.
there. Yeah, the mostly locals. That's all you're gonna see, and shapely locals, like
Yeah,
real nice. Let me see here. I may have I got another one here. Hold on. There was one that I got. You see how they're coming through. The funny thing is they walk around with scarf on, but it's like warm as I don't know what out there. She got on a coat and a scarf, like as if like it's 30 degrees, but it's like 75 degrees. I'm looking at her like, okay, yeah, look at this. You see, all of us got t-shirts on. She's the only one with that
yeah.
on.
Oh wow.
Like,
Yeah,
come on.
that's some nice vibes right there.
Yeah, man, it's dope out there. I tell people, go out there, explore. Don't just stay in one area because
Yeah.
there's so much to see out there. It's just, man, from all the stuff
So
I've done seen.
Christmas, I guess that's a good time. I think in like most like Central
There we go.
and like South American countries, that's a good time to go.
Yeah, well, but of course, it's more expensive,
Hmm.
because the flights is everybody's traveling for Christmas season, families and everything. But I love being there around Christmas season because it's so nice. It's all about family and activities and things that goes on. You see a lot of stuff. They celebrate the entire month. Basically, it's like from December 4th, I think it is, all the way to like
Uh-huh.
January 4th. It's like they're constantly celebrating Christmas. They have so many activities, so many things going on. They got certain days they give out gifts to kids and everything. It's like a whole month of just Christmas. And it's like,
Yeah.
you get
That
Christmas
seemed
on.
like there would be some nice Airbnbs out there.
Oh, there definitely are some nice ones at Evogado. Definitely
Yeah.
go check it out. You'll enjoy it out there. And I just showed this one last video. This is just at the park there. It's probably slow down because my external drive here. Hold on, gotta catch up. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, of course. That's just nice little chill area. They got all these bars and everything all around here. So that's just
Nice.
some of the stuff that goes on. Of course, Colombia is always all about a party. It's always partying,
Oh yeah,
always getting together, all that stuff. So
yeah. I'm definitely, man. When um, I appreciate this topic because I before this, this live, I was saying to myself, I'm just gonna stick with the hotels. I'm gonna stick with the hotels, but I'm gonna venture out a little bit more, like go to some of these other spots like Envigado. And I heard
mhm.
the Airbnbs in Los Ellis were nice too. There's a few
Yep,
vloggers that they always go over there,
yep.
and
That used to be where I used to usually spend a lot of my time at in La Laureles.
yeah,
Only thing is you gotta make sure you speak Spanish because they don't speak English over there at all. So you gotta do
yeah,
Spanish as you move around. You know, real nice. La Sesenta.
yeah.
Definitely the main spot you want to go to. But well, here's my advice I can tell you about being out there getting Airbnb. Gotta share my screen again. Sorry about that. So hold on a second. Let me move this over. And let me share my screen. One thing that I noticed about being out there is this. I like to stay. Where is it at here? Let me zoom out a little bit. All right, they go to airport. Here we go. So I know a lot of
Yeah.
people like to stay over here. So
Okay.
whenever I get a chance, I try to stay in this area, mainly because over here it's a bit little different. It's more crowded. It seems like it's more live over here. A lot goes on, supposed to over here. And at the same
Hmm.
time, if you stay over here, you're in the path of the planes. So all day long, you'll hear the planes coming in, landing, and so forth. If you're
Okay.
right here. So I like to stay over here. It's a lot more quieter. Just I don't mind walking to this direction to get to the, to lot 70. But there's also other places you can eat at over here, um, in these areas. So you don't have to just stay over here. They have more areas, more restaurants and everything over here. So you don't have to
Yeah,
worry
there's
about
that
big
one
commute.
spot right there where you got it's called Nutibara, right? Just right to going back the other way towards the baseball diamond because it's kind of shaped like a baseball diamond. And somebody
Oh,
told
right here.
me that area. Now just keep going, just below that, keep coming
Oh, below.
down.
Okay.
Yeah, right there, and to the left over there. I remember Nutibara. I
Oh,
remember
Nudie Bar.
somebody
Okay.
saying like that's like a good reference point to look for like you said Airbnbs and good restaurants right in that
Yep.
area right over there.
Yeah, this is a nice street right here. This is a busy street.
Hmm.
You find a lot of restaurants. You have Exito and other things over here as well. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely nice area. I like the area over here. Like I would definitely love to, have a place over here, to stay in
yeah.
and so forth.
Now, are you
Definitely
hitting
nice.
traffic? So if you go from there, let's say to it going down towards Parkietis, are you hitting a lot of traffic, or are you not dealing with that
Uh,
traffic?
Not a lot. You deal with traffic, but it's not as bad as coming from
It's on the other
Central
side.
or
Okay,
all those other places. So it's not too bad. Coming
okay, it's
from
just on the other side of the river. Okay,
yep, yep, you can cross
got
over
it.
no problems.
Yeah,
So but yeah, that's one definitely big advice I could tell you, man. Don't stay in the path of the air of the planes as they're
hmm,
coming in. You know, stay over here on this side. You'll be fine.
yeah,
My
yeah. I'm gonna
last
have to
time,
check out the.
my last time I stayed over here, not only did I deal with the planes, but my next door neighbor, they had a dog, and that dog was just barking off of just anything. So I was just like, oh my God, early morning, 7 a.m. The dog gets to barking. Then he got the planes coming through about 9 a.m. And it's like, what
Yeah,
the hell? I couldn't get no sleep. So at that point,
yeah,
but but hey man, I definitely appreciate you, coming in, with this topic and everything. Hope that this
yeah, for
definitely
sure.
helped out other people, have the discussion. Cause I know a lot of people are, when I know the difference between the Airbnbs and the hotels in certain areas, although we touched on just Medellin, but there's other places you can go to, other cities in Colombia or other countries you could go to and make your decision. So
Yeah.
so it is what it is.
Well, yeah. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I was, I've been wanting to chime in on some of your lives, but like you did when you did the one about Philippines, I was like, well, I've never been to the Philippines, so I can't really jump on there and talk too much about the Philippines. But it was nice that you put this together. I appreciate it. It was nice.
No, no problem, man. And maybe I might have to get you on the show, man. Probably get you on a Saturday or so. Talk about whatever subject you want to touch on, man. Just come on through. Not a
Yeah,
problem.
for
Let me
sure.
know.
Absolutely. It'd be my pleasure.
you know, but man, this is your boy, the Solo Traveler ORD. Thanks for checking us out. So this is it for the live, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Of course, check out the playback, and don't forget to like, subscribe. And we are out of here.
Peace.